Hey there, it's Derek here from Pacific Coast Auto, and we're in the port of Yokohama right now. Actually, no, the port of Kawasaki. We're looking at a Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 7, or Evolution 7, I don't know. Are you going to give that a long E or not? Evolution 7, Evo 7. Okay, this one has 85,000 kilometers. It was bought from auction here in Japan by us. We're going to be sending it over to Canada. Alright, and I know we don't have a lot of these Evo 7s on our channel, so this is going to be interesting for somebody who wants to potentially buy an Evo 7. It has the 4G63 turbocharged engine that has put out 280 horsepower, potentially a little bit more in a four-wheel drive chassis. It's very lightweight and maneuverable. If you haven't had a chance to drive an Evo, I highly recommend it. These are so fun to drive. The vehicle I just finished reporting on was a JZA80 Mark IV Supra. I'm not sure which one is more fun to drive. These ones cost less, might even be more fun to drive. Okay, so engine running condition is good, just 85,000 kilometers on this one. Coolant is good. It looks kind of like it's spilling or leaking or something, but it's not. I just opened it up to check the condition of it. Oil is also good. The person who bought this asked me to take special care to check for rust. Everything in here looks good. We do have the beginnings of some rust right at this seam over here. And like right there and a little bit into here. This is the very, very, very beginnings of rust. It is not something I would be worried about. I would, however, get that brushed and painted so that it doesn't continue to rust. Okay, these ones have intercooler water spray with original front mount intercooler. Cool cars. I'm just going to close this. I also was asked about aftermarket parts. It doesn't actually look like it has that much in the way of aftermarket parts. It's mostly stock, which for a lot of people is what you want to have in a car like this, because the more aftermarket parts, the more chance of something going wrong. Potentially the previous owner was not very nice to his car, that sort of thing. Here's the auction inspection sheet. I'm going to quickly translate this from Japanese into English here. It's a 2001 Lancer GSR Evolution 7. There's also an RS Evolution 7, which is your rally homologation version, or kind of a harder core version of it. This one has 85,883 kilometers, 5-speed manual, AC, sunroof. Don't know how rare those are, but I haven't seen too many. Alloy wheels, power steering, power windows, airbag. It's an auction grade R because it's been in an accident, and interior grade C, but I think they're being a little bit hard on that. The interior seems a bit better than C to me, maybe a B interior. The sales points are Recaro seats, original wheels, aftermarket exhaust. It might be a Rally Art exhaust, like something you can get from the dealer that's a little bit higher end, a little bit sportier than the original. Okay, it says Rally Art strut tower brace. There's the original one in the hood. There is an aftermarket one in the trunk, which takes up a little bit of your trunk space, but not that much in this car. Okay, purchase from user, 5-speed manual, comes with owner's manual and history papers. It says lowered, might be Rally Art springs. It does not look adjustable in terms of height, which is a little bit weird because if you take a look at it, we appear to be lower in the rear than we are in the front. Just a bit. If it is adjustable, you could adjust that up. Since it's not, you can't. Now, I don't think the Evo 7s, none of the Evos were available in Canada where this is going, but you could import them from the USA, but I believe they started at Evo 8, but Evo 8 and 9 parts should be able to swap back to Evo 7 because they all run the same chassis. Check that out before you buy parts there. Brembo calipers, there's original rear spoiler, it's an original rear spoiler, and it says the sunroof doesn't work. Now the regulator works. It appears the regulator has detached from the window, and so the regulator, you can hear it moving. Nothing's actually moving though. The seal on the top, no problems with that. Doesn't appear like it's leaking. Inside has no smell of anything, mold or tobacco or anything like that. Okay, the report here, rear accident has been repaired. Steering wheel wear and cracked. It's kind of bad, probably got to get that replaced. Seat wear and saggy. Headliner is dirty, rear panel and rear floor dented, various scratches, dents, and repairs. And looking at the body here, we have scuff on the front bumper. It's pretty much invisible, except for the underside has been scuffed. Paint peeling on the hood, it's kind of bad. Windshield rock chip, that's nothing to worry about. I'll just show you what that looks like. See? Paint peeling on the roof, on the side here. We have repainted 2 doors here, repainted 2 doors and back fender. Paint cracks on the back and an A3. The A3 is actually kind of on the side, but it is on the bumper, so that's why they mark it on the bumper there. So let's do a once around here. I'll say that the condition of this one is probably one of the higher ones. These are old cars now. They're cars that are owned by people who run them pretty hard a lot of the time. This one looks like it's been taken care of pretty fine. I think, like the NSX, the chassis of these tends to hold up to fatigue pretty well, which is good. I don't think the earlier ones, including the 5 and the 6, are really that strong in terms of their chassis compared to this one. At least that's my feeling that I get. It's an adjustable rear wing, so you can set it to different angles of attack. You can go around attacking people nicely or violently, depending on your angle of attack. This is original front bumper. You get air curtains from factory. What is that? Those little slots there. The way that it works is you get a lot of high pressure over here at the front bumper, right? The way that the hood is actually gives you a good amount of downforce on this, but you get high pressure here, the high pressure goes into here, and when it comes out of there, it meets up with the spillover on this side to allow that air to create some kind of like a canard effect to wrap that air around the side of the car. That's from factory. That's cool. A lot of modern cars have that. In fact, you can't see it. There's a blue Impreza over there. Those have them as well, the GDB. Alright, so let's take a look at damages. Front mount intercooler is not damaged, but here's what it looks like. That is original equipment. Headlights are nice and clear, missing the logo there. Okay, a little bit of a paint coming off of the vents here. There's our functional hood vents. Here's the paint peeling on the hood. It's right here and up here. And then also on the intake here. Now you can see that the intake has a little bit of a stopper in there. It allows a little bit of air in. You can remove that stopper. It's actually made that way so that you can allow more air in there if you want it. Okay, we have aftermarket triangles on the roof. That's for anyone whose favorite shape is triangles. Now this is a part made to look like the Evo 9. I believe it's like the MR version had that from factory. And the idea of those little triangles is to clean up the air so you're hitting straighter air to the back wing instead of turbulent air. How well does it work? Well, you can ask Mitsubishi and they'll say, oh my god, it makes all the difference. But I'm not sure if it actually does. But who cares? It's cool. It has triangles and you can be like, dude, if your car doesn't have triangles on the roof, you're missing out. And then there's no way to quantify it, and so you can always be right. Okay, so exhaust is a cat back, but the cat is like right up here, so there's a good amount of exhaust coming out here. It sounds good. These are cool sounding cars, after all. Damages, that's what we're doing here. So we have a minor dent. Some rock chips. Let me see. There's a rock chip here. There's a rock chip on the other side at the door. Right here. There is a small dent here. And an unfocused camera. Here's the A3 on the back bumper. It's right there. Right there. You can see the black part because those are the deepest areas, but there's a scratch that goes all the way across. Okay, taillights are nice and clear. Okay, to the interior. We actually sent this one by accident to the port instead of to the lot, so we should be shooting this from the lot. But it was our mistake, and I'm sorry. Door cards, generally pretty good. Need some cleanup in the speaker area. Same thing goes with the rear ones. They have a fabric that's prone to peeling. These ones haven't started peeling yet. Look at this. ACD mode switch. Tarmac, gravel, or snow. That is so rally badass. Tarmac, rally, and it's like right there. Have a look. Tarmac. gravel, snow. Especially cool for Canada. Okay, mystery switch here. Don't know what that does. Let's switch this off there. And you saw there the 85,000 kilometers. Let's put this on the ground. Floor carpets are good. Seat is dirty. And this is an original Recaro seat that comes originally in this car. Very cool. And then the outside bolster has a bit of sagginess. And this is the material, what it looks like when it's new. And then it gets shiny over time. So, yeah. Dirty on the seat cushion, needs to be cleaned out. Okay, check this out. Look at the quirks and features. Auto or manual for the intercooler water spray. Now, if you don't know what an intercooler water spray is, I'll quickly mention that. When you get cold, right when you get out of the shower, it's because the heat is coming away from your body, getting extracted with evaporation when it's wet. Same thing happens with an intercooler. So it's more effective when it's wet. So you can spray your intercooler and get it wet. Yeah. A little bit of wear underneath the vent here. Old school CD player. Weird to think that these are old school now. Alright, AC, and that works. Like I said, don't think it's been smoked in. Not sure. That's all clean as a whistle inside. Shifter is warm. I like the blue stitching on the shifter. That's original. Very cool. Place for your cups. Alright. Trunk. Let's have a look at that. And the back seats. Okay. Back seats are completely usable for adults. I'm a 5'10" brother, and that is my knee room, not touching the seat. And that seat is in one click away from the full back position. That's something about the Lancers, is you get a lot of room in there for the driver. I usually drive most cars with the seat at the full back position, probably about 90% of cars. So this one can even go bigger than my size. And although I'm not that big, I'm 5'10", it's I have disproportionately longer legs than the rest of my body, so I usually require the more leg room. Okay, Rally Art strut tower brace in the back. See how it's cut into it like that? It is an original equipment that you could order, but the cut is done by the dealership in order to install it. Now inside here has no signs of any rust, and just like the DC2 Integra, you get an extra chassis brace back here, and that I believe is factory. But unlike the DC2 Integra Type R, it's made out of aluminum instead of steel. Okay, now I'll show you the underside here. The underside has some surface rust. This is an every Evo kind of thing. There is a teeny tiny little bit of corrosion. That's all solid and it looks worse than it is. In person, it doesn't look as bad. It's just the color orange tends to make people think that it's bad. That's all solid metal. That's nothing I would worry about. The bit of corrosion is right up here. Okay. And of course, if you have a lift, you'll be able to see better. That pavement is like 87 degrees right now. So even putting your face in here, it is remarkably hot. Not good. Anyways, that's the end of the report there. Look at that background. That's cool. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, of course, let me know. Thank you so much for watching, and have a nice day.